Hey, what's going on, guys? Banana here, and we are doing a review on the Spearman Tower and the Toxicator. The Toxicator was recently added as a reward for beating toxic sewers on hard mode, which is a dual lane map, which means basically it was somewhat short too, and it had twice the amount of units spawn. I'm gonna summon. Spearman is an early game tower that is fairly cheap. It only costs 500 coins, and it is pretty good actually at doing what its job is, which is you'll see here, which is this person's Spearman, because I haven't got mine down yet. It has an outer ring where it stabs and an inner ring where it kind of slices. The outer ring actually does double damage than what your normal attack is, so you got 1 and 2 attacks. The 2 is the stab, and for perfect placement, you'd want it to stab all the way around, but it's pretty hard to master that, but once you do, it's fairly solid. As you can see here, I'll try to get it here, where you can kind of see that outer ring beyond just the light one, and I'm trying to get it to where it's a stab the whole time. That looks pretty good, right? Right about there. Looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and upgrade my miner here. So this Spearman, it starts with 2 damage, so it'll do 4 on the outer ring attack, which is perfect actually, because these spawn with 4, like the normal dummies spawn with 4, and these spawn with 20. And it has the steel tip upgrade, which gives +2 tip damage and +2 damage, so doubling it. You just go ahead and get another upgrade on this miner back here. So yeah, tip damage is going to be 6, and then damage is 8 total for tip, and then 4 for total damage without the tip stab, with just a swing. As you'll be able to see here in a second, that is a tip stab, tip stab, tip stab, swing. It's because they were on this outer edge here of its range, which is optimal damage, which is actually really, really useful early. So I actually used it in my squad when we beat Toxic Sewers. I didn't use it though. One of my friends had it, and we used it, and it proved to be pretty handy. It definitely saved early, so I highly recommend either getting this or Gunner to start. Gunner is also good on Toxic. If you're trying to rush Toxic, just um, try to get Spearman, Gunner, and then Blaster. Then you should honestly be pretty good as long as your teammates have a Mercenary or anything really to survive that mid-game point of Wave 18, which Blasters and Recons should get you there. But you really don't need Recons. Recons are kind of an optional thing. I mean, they're a solid tower, but yeah. And we'll talk about Toxicator here in a little bit and later on in this game, because it's a more mid to late game tower. It is quite expensive. Personally, I do not believe it is that amazing. A lot of people think it's the best tower, but it's really not. It's situational. Its area of effect is pretty good. It's a crowd control tower, more so than a, solid damage tower. But it's not terrible. I don't know if it's worth it or not. Depends on how you get it and how long it takes to get it. That is kind of the determining factor on if it's good or not. I'm actually going to move the Spearman up so it can get some sort of damage in. So you can kind of see. I'll just throw it right here, even though it'll only get a couple jabs in, so normally you don't want a placement like this. But we'll go ahead and get it some damage. It actually gets hidden detection at level 5. So we're going to get that as soon as these archers should be able to deal with these pretty easily. And there's that. Now we can afford the striking spear, and then hopefully next wave we can get max. I don't know. But watch this. So one shot's that. and it's getting a ton of damage, a stab, at least 17. It's getting 30 damage per stab at level 4. And you saw it was getting quite a few stabs in because of its rapid attack speed. Considering it has an attack speed of 0.6, which is pretty good. So hopefully here, within the next wave or so. Nice. Hopefully this gives me enough. I think it might just be a little bit short. Yep. That should be alright. Should be able to get it fairly easily this wave here. So in a very, very solid amount of damage per stab. Look at that. And now I can actually get that max cyclone, which does a spin attack too on the edge instead of just a stab. So it kind of does that tip damage all the way around, which is really, honestly, pretty good. So it's worth it. It's only 500 coins. That's like one hard game if you live. And like, look at that. It's so nice. Such a large amount of damage. And it's a very solid tower. And it's early. It's super easy to get. You can get it almost the second or third game you play. It's honestly a great idea to get this tower. As you can see, it's kind of just shredding away at this little slow boss here. The other towers should be able to handle it, considering we got a couple Spearmen here. Should be pretty good with that. And now is at the point where we're going to be moving on to the Toxicator soon. So basically, I'll sum up the Spearman real quick. Area of effect on level 5. Level 5 is hidden detection. Kind of late hidden detection, but decently cheap overall to upgrade. And decently high damage with good placement. So it's that simple. And it's a very good tower. See, look, watch this. Just dead, all of them. And then here, these Tufts. We're going to kind of get two-shot here. And because they're in the line, they're just going to fall apart. And then the Necromancers, going to take a ton of damage. It's a really good tower. Highly recommend getting, considering its very cheap price. So anyway, now is about the time where we move on. So, Toxicator. 3,000 to place. I already explained. You get it by beating Toxic Sewers on hard. It's a split lane map, which I went over that earlier. So level 0, which is as soon as you place it. 15 damage, 20 range, and 5 attack speed, which on the slower end, but could be worse. Not that bad of a tower at all, but it's just very, very expensive. Shadow Boss is kind of lagging here. I think I'm going to place a recon just to help with that a little bit. Get it leveled up. Hopefully it'll shoot it. Yep, there we go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sell that and place one up here, just so we don't have that issue in the future, because I know we probably will, and Recon's decent at handling that situation. So here we see at the next level it does 15 damage, so doubling its damage, getting an extra 1 attack rate, which is not bad at all, and an extra 3 initial poison damage. So that's pretty good, and it's about the same price as it, only 500 more. So let's go ahead and upgrade it. So that is a pretty expensive upgrade, 7,000 put into this troop already. As you can see, whenever it shoots, you see that ball, that's aerial effect damage, and it's, I mean, it's got good AoE for what it is, especially. Slow boss here, kind of getting shredded by that poison and the Spearman overall. So here we got a half-second tick on each poison, which basically half the amount of time. Plus 4 initial poison damage and plus 10 damage. Only 6,000 for that upgrade. I mean, yeah, that's expensive, but that's not that terrible, considering. These elite rushers should just kind of fall apart here because of the Spearman. Alright, it's pretty good. The Acid Maul cost 8,000, plus 6 range, plus 10 initial poison, and plus 5 second poison duration. Speedy boss should just kind of die here in a second. Toxicator didn't get another shot off, but that's quite alright. I will place a Spearman back here and level it up just a little bit. Alright, that should, oh yeah, that'll deal with it. And I'm also going to go ahead and place, so Recon is fairly solid early to mid game. It's, ooh, Gunslingers. This could be a slight issue. However, I don't think it will be. And I am going to go ahead and get a Recon down. Level it up to level 3. Should be fairly decent. Okay, alright. So, Toxicator. Fairly decent price on this upgrade. It is a really good upgrade, and damage-wise, it does increase the poison fairly generously. I should be able to, yeah, I can get it now. So now we have a level 3 Toxicator. He has a little scope on his gun there, as you can see. Has a really nice look to it, actually. It looks really cool. I mean, if you're not going to use the tower, you might as well get it for its look. It looks really good in comparison to some of these other ones. None of them look bad, but I'm just saying it has a little bit of, you know, variation to it, considering the colors and everything. So the Gunslinger should go down here. Nice. I'm going to have to go ahead and support the team here a little more by getting a couple, okay, a couple of recons down as well. Let's go ahead and grab some of that. Alright, and Recon and Spearman are making quick work of these bosses. Well, the Spearman that can are making quick work of these bosses. Alright. This next upgrade is a miniature nuke, mini nuke, which costs 10,000. This tough boss should go down pretty easily. Yep. So we're gonna have to save up for $10,000 for this next upgrade. So I guess let's do that, and then I'll be back whenever we can have it. Alright, so we should make pretty quick work of these slow bosses here. They're going down pretty quick. Yeah, they're going down pretty well. And we should have 10k by the end of this wave. You know, with the miners and everything over there. Let's go ahead and watch that thing's health just kind of shred, and here we go. So the next upgrade gives you more explosion radius. It goes to 4 to 6, which is very good. And then plus 35 damage, making it 75 slingers, both of them. Should both get hit by the Toxicator. Nice. And then they just get shredded from there. Ready. And it just gets taken out like that. And now we should be able to get our level 5. So our level 5 effectively gets 100 damage plus a 2 burst, so making it about a 200 damage a shot, plus 6 initial poison damage, which is fairly nice as well. And it's quite expensive, but let's see it. Boom, max level Toxicator. It's got a cool mortar on the side here that kind of double shoots with it after it decides to fire its first shot. 1, 2, just like that. 200 damage plus the poison, which is once again fairly high. I'm gonna throw another Spearman down, right about. And now we're also going to throw a Merc down back here to kind of boost everything. Alright, So now we'll wait for this to die, and this to die, and then we'll boost, so hopefully we can take out this fairly easy boss here. Well, everything's stunned right now, but we'll see here in a minute. Alright, so right about now I'm going to hit the damage buff, and its health is just going to start going down. Alright, and now we're going to place another mercenary. And then I almost forgot, I need to sell these miners. So that makes it enough for me to max this mercenary here. We will have to sell and replace, but that is alright. Then we can go ahead and, I guess, place our recon for level 4. We can sell all of this back here. We can use this mercenary boost just to use it. Oof. We are going to have to sell this Toxicator in order to place other troops down further. That's alright. So I'm going to go ahead and place another Toxicator back here. I'm only going to make it level 3, however, as I'm going to need to make it easily accessible by a mercenary. Alright. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and place a Spearman. Not that great a placement, but it's better than nothing at all. And I can place just a level 1 recon.